Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 7. This is for episode 14, The Other Side. And I want to thank Eaglemoss for sending through a pretty sweet plinth stand for the Walking Dead collection. It's very cool. I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to sign up for a subscription to them. They offer some really cool figurines you can see here. But here's the question. Who goes at the front? Is it Negan or is it Rick? Right now you can see who it is. I got Negan at the front. And I got him shown here. So looking forward to open that up, putting it on the plinth, and then putting it on display in the backdrop pretty soon. So yeah, check out link in the description. Really cool figures from Eaglemoss. Oh man, so spoiler warning if you guys have not seen this episode yet. I absolutely love this episode. So yeah, it's kind of, it's a little bit of a bottle episode, kinda. I mean, we get to focus this week on mainly the hilltop, but they also had the sanctuary in it too, especially near the end there. I really like this episode. This was a really good one. At first, or about halfway through, I was a bit like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do for the review. I'm feeling a little bit disappointed because we only have like 2 episodes left after this one. We only have 15 and 16 left, and this is episode 14, and we're spending all this time. We're seeing like, Gregory, and I don't really care, to be honest with you. We got Maggie, also don't care. It's like, oh, we're almost at the end of the season. Give us something good. And then we get to the back half, and specifically the last few minutes. I mean, there's more that happens in the last few minutes of this episode than a lot of episodes. Really amazing stuff at the end there. Really exciting. So we see Sasha and Rosita go in, and this one, thankfully, was not spoiled for me. I'm really happy about that because, there's a decision. So you see the title, The Other Side. Very clever. So Sasha, like I said, spoiler warning, decides to, and this is kind of a selfish, I want to say it's a selfish move. It's kind of tricky, but basically what she decides to do is she locks her out so that Rosita cannot get in as well, and Sasha kind of becomes that, I suppose, martyr, or she goes in for, or Abraham being a martyr, she goes in for Abraham. So she kind of owns it, and it's sort of like both of them want to be the one to avenge Abraham. They want to be the one to take Negan out because, of course, the season 7 premiere with the huge kill on Abraham there. So they're both kind of, it seems to be like they kind of make peace with it. Sasha wants to take her shot. Rosita wants to go in, as reckless as it is. And it seems that when they go to take the shot, there's too many people in the way. It kind of catches Sasha off guard. She's not quite ready to take the shot. And like, is it the right thing to do? Should I do it? Kind of that kind of unstable state that she's in, where she's got the scope on everybody. You've got Harlan, Dr. Carson, who's in front of Negan at a part where Negan's, and I like that too, because Negan's always buddy with everybody. He's always like putting his arm around people and stuff, and being like all suave and everything, and really nice to everybody and everything when he's getting what he wants. So you got him right there. Then you got him with Eugene, and it's like, okay, well, I understand. Like, she's not going to take a shot through Eugene. At the same time, she's not going to take a shot through the doctor because, the doctor's helped Maggie and everything, and she's been there for a while this season, even though we didn't get to see all of it. But it comes down to it, and she's not able to take the shot. She feels like it's not just the right thing to do. And then Eugene being the one to call out to have everybody go and check to get some more dead ones for the gate, for the fence, was also really cool. And we got to see in this one how smart Eugene's strategy is, because by putting zombies in the fence like that with the molten metal, do you want to get burned by molten metal? Because that's exactly how you get burned by molten metal. I even got I've been so busy, I haven't got their haircut yet too. I got a little bit of the hair game going on, so respect the hair game. But I really liked how, I didn't really like episode 11, as you guys know, but after seeing this episode, I like it a lot more because it's like a setup episode for this one, really, where you have Eugene, he's setting up this kind of walker alarm system. So if people go to kind of try to sneak through, which is exactly what Sasha and Rosita do, if they have gone to a part where the zombies were around there, they would have started moving and everything, making a racket. And it's obviously not that easy to kill them because they have covered in molten metal everywhere. You probably still could, but it's not as easy as just a regular zombie. It's actually kind of an ingenious idea, to be honest with you, that Eugene's got going there. I really liked how they used him as the one to kind of, throw a fork in Sasha and Rosita's plan. So they're in the barn, or the tower building there, not barn, but the tower building there, and with the scope and everything. And Eugene is the one who calls it out on the walkie that to go and get some more dead ones for the fence he's building. So that was really good. I also like when given the opportunity, he says no. He's just cowering in fear. He's so afraid of Negan that he's not willing to do it. And I almost want to say too that as well kind of throws a fork in their plan as well, because he's not willing to help them or to get out of there or to make them feel like they're doing the right thing by helping him and helping him escape and everything. Because of course Rosita knows that Eugene is not a fighter, but if she feels like she can at least help him escape, then it's a good thing. Which was the case with as Daryl escaped earlier, just the same kind of deal. But of course Eugene and his angle, as she said, playing the saviors is too good. And maybe in this one it kind of converts. He's not really even just playing an angle too, though, right? He kind of is a full-on savior now, because given the opportunity, he's not willing to help Sasha and Rosita. He kind of just leaves them there and leaves, and is not willing to even entertain the idea, and just cowering in fear and everything. So, man, those were some amazing scenes. The end of the episode where Sasha goes in, and it's kind of a selfish move, I want to say, because she wants to be the one to avenge Abraham, and it's kind of like she kind of bested Rosita here, where Rosita could have gone in too, but Sasha kind of locks her out so she can't get through, and then goes in on her own to try to take out Negan, or assassinate Negan in super reckless fashion, I want to say. So, man, that was a really great scene. I really loved it. Then we have at the end, of course, you've got Rosita leaving, and or seemingly leaving, and then we have her see somebody, and I really like the usage of this here. You get like a silhouette that looks like Daryl, but of course we know that Dwight's also got his gear. So is it Daryl? Is it Dwight? Looks like Dwight, because Daryl was just talking with Jesus, and Gregory was talking with Jesus there in the scene prior, back at the hilltop. So I really liked how they used that, because then it kind of shows it's like, okay, it's probably not Daryl, it's probably Dwight, most likely. So really good stuff. Now we're going to get to see what decision that Dwight is going to make, because of course, also episode 11, again, this episode brought 11 up. I like it a lot more now, right? Because now it's like, okay, Dwight's in a situation. Dwight sees Rosita. Is he going to try to capture her? Or we know he likes her, because as she called it out too here as well too, Rosita's a bit of a whore, okay? So she's a bit of a hoe. So she's been with a lot of guys. She's like naming all these guys that helped her out and taught her some stuff and wanted to protect her and everything, and she just didn't care. She used them for a while and then left, that kind of deal. So Spencer, you can add Spencer to that list too, I suppose. But so now we see Dwight, who is Rosita going to play the same game with him? See, that's a really good question there. And it seems to me like that would probably work given Dwight's circumstances, because his wife just left him and didn't trust him enough to even give him the chance of meeting up with him, and then the two of them leaving together, because she figured he was 100% Stone Cold Negan, just like Mr. Hairgame. So another scene at the end that I really loved, and that's the way I interpret it anyway, that it's probably Dwight. We'll have to see what decision Dwight makes in next week's episode or in the finale. It's a damn shame. Like, the season is ending, and we're getting to just the best part. It's like 2 episodes left. The most exciting part of the season, I want to say, pretty much these last couple episodes. And it's like, damn it, why couldn't we had some more of these in the middle or something? But, it's finales, it's just how it goes. So those for sure are definitely my 2 favorite scenes in this episode, no doubt. We'll touch more in the predictions video on what we think is going to happen with Dwight and Rosita, what he does, and also, of course, what happens with Sasha. So check back in half an hour, guys. I'll have the video on the channel for you with my predictions, what I think is going to happen in episode 15 and 16, the finale with all this awesome setup in this episode. Really exciting ending to this episode. Just loved it a lot. Some of the other scenes throughout, there was some pretty intense sequences here, split up a little bit by more and more commercials of Into the Badlands. They're just like stuffing this thing down our throat, It's like, you're going to watch Into the Badlands. You're going to watch it. I'm not watching. I'm doing this review with you guys now. I might watch it later. I don't know. To be honest, that's like over. It's like, guys, come on. If the show is that good of quality, people will watch it. You don't need to advertise it 10,000 times when we're watching an episode of Walking Dead. It's a little bit much. So, Lots of other good scenes in this one, too. We begin off the episode, we've got kind of the time sink, so we get caught up before the intro with the hilltop side of things because they bottled that off, so now they have to put that in this episode because they can't put it in other episodes because those are focused on different locations, which, I mean, in another way, it makes sense anyway because it could get a little bit messy if you had all these different groups in each episode, and it just cuts it up too much for 42 minutes or 45, 46 minutes if it's a little bit extended. So we catch up with them, we got the throwing knives scene, we've got, the training and that kind of stuff, which in a way kind of looks ridiculous. I did like how Gregory called it out in the previous episode. They put it in this episode's intro where, who's going to train all this cannon fodder? Because he knows that, like, they have absolutely, at least from his perspective, they have no chance. He hasn't seen everything else Rick in the kingdom and everybody else has, but from Gregory's perspective, he's looking at this like, this is not looking promising, let's be honest here. So we've got that, and then we have the meetup scene, the awkward hello between Sasha and Rosita, which was really, really used well throughout the episode. Roll intro. We've got Jesus talks about how he was in a group home, and how he kind of came up and everything in his life a little bit before. Maggie needs you, so we've got that scene. We've got Enid going to tell Maggie, and then we've got the bell ringing, and Cal's ringing the bell, I think, or it could have been Eduardo. I think it was Cal, saying the Saviors are coming, redcoats are coming. So I liked it, and that was a pretty intense scene when they don't have time to kind of get out of the hilltop, so they have to just quickly go and hide in the cellar. So they do, and it led to some pretty intense sequences, try not to breathe too loudly type of thing because the guy's like right there. And that was pretty exciting and a really great scene. That's another one I forgot to mention. It's one of my favorites in this episode. Between Daryl and Maggie, absolutely necessary scene. Needed to see that, and that was great, where, Maggie tells Daryl it's okay. She knows that Daryl gave Negan a pretty good right hook or a right cross, and and that got Glenn killed. But she doesn't hold him responsible for that. It's not his fault. He was just defending the group and doing what he's always done, and she doesn't hold him responsible for that. And I also like when she asked him to look at her, and he just breaks into tears. So that's what we're talking about. This is stuff we need to see. So it was a great scene. It was really touching and everything like that. Really sad, and again, that's the kind of stuff I want to see. Right? Awesome stuff. So. Some really great stuff throughout. Some funny scenes with Simon and his facial expressions, and Dr. Carson and Gregory. We see that Gregory at this point, it looks like, is kind of more on the Savior's side than he is on Maggie and the others. And if you can't really blame him for it, I want to say, because Maggie and the others have kind of gotten a bit rough with him too. They've physically punched him and done stuff like that as well. So for him, from his perspective, and that's one thing I do like about what they've shown with Gregory, is that we can understand that he might want to join with Simon and the Saviors, because Rick and the others and Maggie have not been that good to him. For us as viewers, obviously the Saviors are the bad guys, and they are, to a degree as well too, but of course the game that Maggie and the others are playing is certainly a dangerous game, and Gregory really does not want any part of it from the looks of it. So it's putting him in a weird predicament, a weird situation, and he's got the tequila and he's getting ready to drink. So some really awesome stuff there. Great drama between Sasha and Maggie when you see the necklace that Rosita had made. Someone called this out in the Q&A this week, so ups to whoever that was. Apologize that I don't have your name written down here. But it was one of the questions this week in the Q&As is, do you think that Rosita will see the necklace that Sasha made for Abraham? And she does. And it's kind of a heartfelt, really good drama. I liked it a lot, and really, really great character dynamic between them, of course, now that Abraham is dead, and who is going to be the one to avenge him, who wants to be the one to do that. And Sasha decides to be it and not allow Rosita to do it. Now, in a way, she could have been protecting her as well, too, because she knew it was a suicide mission, and there's really no need for both of them to die. If one of them's going to get caught, they're probably both going to get caught, so it's just how it's going to be. So, man, let's see what else we got in the episode. I mean, that's most of it. The preview looks great, man, for next week's episode. Really looks awesome. And he figured out his shit first. So, some good lines here about Rosita, because we didn't really get to focus too much on Rosita and Abraham's relationship prior to the breakup. I mean, we saw a little bit of it, but it wasn't the focus of the story at that time, because we were meeting all the characters from Alexandria. You have Rick, of course, there. You've got Maggie, Glenn. You got all these different characters being killed off. No Way Out and all the zombies and everything. We didn't get to see too much about why Abraham decides to leave Rosita for Sasha. I guess maybe it's kind of that, Abraham never really loved Rosita that much to begin with, and he was just kind of with her because of how things were going, and he thought she was the last woman that there was, pretty much. So it was good, and the question of were they happy, and that Abraham should have gone down fighting, and he kind of did in a way, even if it wasn't guns a-blazing. That's how Sasha's going to want to go out, and that was also some pretty good, foreshadowing there, that they mentioned that he would have wanted to go out fighting, and everybody, we all want to go out with a point. And it seems like Sasha is for sure doing that in this last scene. So we'll leave the predictions on what we think is going to happen next for the predictions video coming up soon, guys. This episode was amazing for me. Even though there were some parts throughout that were a little bit slow at the beginning of that, still, I mean, the ending made up for it. Some great developments, some heartfelt scenes here between Maggie and Daryl. I really love this episode. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Really solid. For sure, one of the best of the season we've had so far. Episode 13 was amazing, too. Now episode 14 is great. The difference is, Episode 13 was awesome, too, but the difference is this one has some great setup for the finale. Some really new developments with Rosita and Dwight. See what happened with that. Sasha, and when we're going to see her again. Will it be the finale? And just some really, really awesome stuff. So I love the episode. Write your comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Did you guys get to see the Fear quick trailer in the commercials? There was a quick little trailer for Fear in the commercials. I think it's in June, so that's something that I'll keep an eye out for and let you guys know this week if AMC releases the official premiere date and everything. I thought they already had kind of, but maybe it's kind of tentative still at this point, so we'll see. Or if we can get that trailer online, we can kind of do a breakdown, that kind of thing. Anyway, that'll be it for this review, guys. I love the episode. It was amazing. If you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button at the bottom left. Click the bell to turn on notifications. Awesome stuff. Happy to see The Walking Dead has got its momentum back, its stride back, and excited for the final 2 episodes of the season. It looks like it's going to be a really, really good finale. That's it for this video, guys. See you again in about half an hour for the predictions. Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See ya. What do you want us to do? I don't know, viewer. How about a subscription? Do you think that might be in order? Or is that too much to ask?